Arkansas Physical Health and Rehab. As you're aware, unless you've been living somewhere under a rock, you know we're in the midst of a coronavirus epidemic. Well, they're finally bringing out some studies on what seems to be effective, and there's still a lot of debate with this, and it's kind of hard to separate the politics and that sort of thing. But one thing that you can take to the bank is vitamin D doesn't have anybody pushing it. Nobody's making any money off it. It's the cheapest vitamin out there. It is so effective, though. It is amazing how effective it is, and they are bringing studies out there showing that. And we've been preaching this for years to take vitamin D. So just run through this real quick. Low vitamin D levels increase your odds of hospitalization by 95%. That's in the FEBS journal in July of 2000. That's this year. It just came out. This is a retrospective study. That means they looked back at people's medical records after they died or got over it to see what the difference was, what happened. So these are studies that they looked back. Of those that died of COVID, 4.2% had a normal vitamin D level. Of those who lived, 93% had a normal vitamin D level. This is according to an Indonesian researcher, Dr. I'm gonna butcher his name, Rahasarana, but a medical doctor. Another retrospective study. This one was published in the Journal of Endocrinology, much easier to say, but this one also looked back. 19% of COVID positive admissions to the ICU had normal vitamin D levels. Less than 20% had normal vitamin D levels. Almost 40% of COVID positives that were non-ICU severity had normal vitamin D levels. So if you want to have a less of a COVID experience, if you do ever get it, hopefully you don't, but get your vitamin D levels up. That'll make a big, big difference. This was published in the Journal of Medical Virology. This was a meta-analysis, and what that means is they took a whole bunch of studies and they kind of took the data and they kind of crunched it all together and put it into a analysis. It's not really a study, but they kind of analyzed all the data from all these different studies. And I believe there were 11 studies in this one. COVID patients with a poor prognosis had a significantly lower vitamin D versus those with a good prognosis. And then this, you can look it up on their website. It's right there. I just transposed this. Washington University School of Medicine, they're out of St. Louis. Washington University out of St. Louis School of Medicine, quote, and this is the headline on their website, a boosting immune system is a potential treatment strategy for COVID-19. So come to our office, go to Walgreens, go somewhere, go to Walmart, buy some vitamin D. It is so helpful for not only your immune system, but your bones and your brain and your skin and just everything. It is so good for you. Another thing, when we're talking about boosting immunity, chiropractic adjustments are really good for the immune system, and they've done study after study after study on this as well. They did one study that showed adjustment in the mid-thoracics, just one adjustment, increased natural killer cell activity by like 200% when they did blood tests. So, be healthy, take active steps. You can do things to keep from getting sick, and if you do get sick, the severity is going to be less. So we're here for you if you need us, and hopefully this information was helpful for you. Thanks for listening.